Hi, I'm Dana, and today's another sold to ship video from April 11th through the 17th. I'll start by sharing my sales from Monday through Friday. Okay, so this first item that sold was this Free People bralette, and I had it listed for $21, and I actually had it for a really long time, probably about 7 or 8 months. It finally did sell for $18, and I made a net profit of $10.22. So the next item was this Lululemon cargo shorts, and I had these for quite a while as well, but probably only for about maybe 5 or 6 months. The list price was $35, and I received an offer for $29, so I went ahead and accepted, and I finally made $21.70. Okay, next item is this Lululemon jacket. I had it listed for $30, and it sold for a full asking price of $30 plus shipping, which was $8. So after fees and shipping, I made $28.05. And actually, the fees are not included. I still haven't figured out how to find the fees, in eBay. So that's kind of TBD. But without the fees, I made $28.05. Okay, and then next was another eBay sale, and this is some Abercrombie and Fitch jeans, and I had them listed for $20. They did sell, and plus my shipping, it sold for $23. And I finally made $13.05. And, that's not including the eBay fees. So, it's probably more like, I don't know, $11 or so. Okay, and then, yeah, sorry, I can't give you accurate numbers. I'll try to figure out exactly where to look for the fees on the website. It's just, I'm new to eBay, and their website to me is quite confusing. It's not really, I don't know, it's not very user friendly to me. So, but I'll try to figure that out for next time. Okay, so the next sale was a Poshmark sale on Wednesday, and it was this really pretty Ted Baker dress. I had this one again for quite a while, probably about 6 or 7 months. I had it listed for $60, and I received an offer for $40. So I went ahead and accepted that, and I finally made $30.50. So really happy that it sold. And it was a really beautiful dress. Okay, another Wednesday sale was this Raquel Allegra joggers in sort of a deep indigo blue color. I had them listed for $40, and so I did make a switch over from Posher VA to Flip. And so Flip sent out an offer, an automatic offer to likers. And so an offer for $34 went out, and I accepted, the buyer accepted that. And after fees and cost of goods, I made $23.98. And I think all my sales, or all my items, I sourced at the Goodwill bins, and my Goodwill bins charges $1.50 per item. Okay, next item that sold was this Barefoot Dreams Teddy Fleece hoodie, and I had it listed for $40 and received an offer for $30, and I went ahead and accepted. So I finally made $22.50. So really good sale. And then on Thursday, I actually had 8 sales on Thursday. And the first one was this moth anthropology, really pretty beaded and embellished sweater. And I think we could show you a little bit more here. Here's the actual sweater. And I had it listed for $40. And I received an offer of $15. And this is, you know what, actually I did lower, I'm sorry, I did lower the list price on this one because I've had this for quite a while. So I lowered it to 30. And so I received an offer for 15, which is 50% of the asking price. And that's kind of been my rule lately, is to go ahead and accept offers that are 50% or higher. And I try to stay with that. And the reason being is that it's just easier for me to, if I have this rule, I don't have to overthink the offers too much. And, I pretty much know that I'm going to, make something off of this sale. And in this case, I've had this piece for, quite a while. And I was a little worried that, it wasn't, very well liked or, desired by people. So I did really want to move it. And then so after, let me see, where did I go? So after, all the fees and cost of goods and everything, I made $10.50. Okay, and then these Everlane shorts sold as well. And I had them listed for $30. I received an offer for $20 and I accepted, and I made $14.50. So these vintage Polo jeans, and actually they're more like cargo style pants, they were listed, I listed them for $60 and I received a $40 offer. So I finally made $30.50. Next were these Nike sort of like a court skirt with shorts underneath. So skirts basically. I had them listed for $35 and I got a full price sale of $35. And so I finally made $26.50. So a really good sale in my opinion. It sold really fast. Let's see, I listed them on April 4th and they sold on the 14th. So next are these North Face shorts. And they were new with tags. I went ahead and listed them for $25 and I received an offer for $14. So I accepted and I made $9.55. Okay, and this J. Jill linen shirt sold also on Thursday. I had them listed for $23 and they sold for $20. So I finally made $14.50. And this J. Jill, another J. Jill linen shirt sold, and this was on eBay. I had these listed for $23. I received an offer for $18. And I had shipping plus shipping of, I think, $4. So, again, I wasn't able to figure out my fees on this, but I made about, I would say about $11 on this sale. Okay, and then I also sold on eBay this Lululemon hooded jacket. I had decided to list this jacket pretty low. There was a little flaw on the front. There was like a little bleach stain on the front. And so I went ahead and, took pictures of it and listed it pretty low because of it. And it sold for $18. And again, I can't really figure out what the fees were. So I think I probably made maybe about $10 on this sale. So next was a Poshmark sale, and it's this Madewell Central shirt. And I had it listed for $35. I received an offer for $18, so I went ahead and accepted that. And I finally made $12.90. Okay, and then I had a eBay sale, these Lululemon sweatpants. I had these listed for $55. They did sell for $48. So again, I also got shipping. So I don't know, I'm going to say that I finally made about, between $30 to $34 on this sale. And next was another eBay sale. It was this Girlfriend Collective sports bra. I had this listed for $24 and it sold for $24. And then it was plus shipping. So in the end, I probably made maybe about $15 or so. Okay, and then finally on Friday. So Friday I did have 5 sales, which is pretty good for me. And the last sale on Friday was this Nike leggings. I had them listed for $30 and I received an offer for $20. So I went ahead and accepted, and I finally made $14.50. Okay, so the next items were from Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so this one is a pair of John Varvatos jeans, and they're in really good condition. And I had listed them for $35, and they sold for $22 with $8 shipping. So let's see, I think I probably made about $13 on this. This was an eBay sale. So, and I'm sorry guys, I gotta figure out how to figure out the fees. I don't know if any of you have an idea, that would be great. Let me know. I think I kind of figured out there's another tab in which you can go into and get that information, but it's just not really evident to me. So struggling a little bit with getting information from the eBay website. Let's see. Okay, there. Okay, yeah, so hope you guys are had a great week and are having a good new week so far. Let's see, today is, pretty slow for me. I don't have any sales so far, and things are up and down for me. And also I've had a couple of new things going on for me. I started using Flip for cross-listing and sharing to Posh, and I've also started listing on eBay, and so yet another platform. So for me, it's quite busy. And the easiest thing was when I was only on Poshmark, and it was very sort of easy and simple. I understood I understood Posh's website really well, and I could get information pretty easily. But now that I'm kind of juggling through the different platforms, it's been a lot more work. So still trying to get used to everything. And yeah, so hopefully I'll get used to things quickly. And yeah, and then I wanted to just give a little shout out to Mackenzie and a thank you to Mackenzie over at McThriftsy. I learned how to ship from watching her videos, and I'll go ahead and link one of her videos below. And she uses this packing paper, and I buy my packing paper over at Home Depot, and I believe she, you know, uses Amazon to purchase her packing paper. And then also you can go ahead and order shipping supplies on the USPS website. And you go ahead and order these supplies, and they're free, and they'll also deliver it to your doorstep. So in this case, this is a padded flat rate envelope, and it's actually great for sending out a lot of different items. And you know what? This is actually an eBay sale. So, and it has a different label. Okay, yeah. So anyways, I'll go ahead and put this over here. This is done. Okay, and the next item. Okay, so the next item is this 100% cashmere McDuff is the brand, and I'm pretty sure it's vintage cashmere sweater. It has this really fun argyle print on the sleeves as well as right in front. I've had this one for quite a while. I would say, maybe August of 2021. And so I am really happy that this sold. It's I listed it at $20 and it sold for $11, so I made $4.83 on this sale. And again, just happy that it sold so that I can move older inventory out and then bring in new inventory. So and this was, what was this one? This one was a Poshmark sale. Let's see. Yeah, so I wanted to also, thank all the subscribers and people who like the videos. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you watching and interacting with the videos, so thank you. And also wanted to give a shout out to people who have been commenting, and that is Rocco, Happy Dreams, Elizabeth, LA Jen was here, Rosie, Helen, Colleen, Judy, Sujo, DeSanti, Amber, and LKB Uni. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all your comments, and I really am, motivated and inspired, and also I learn a lot from you guys, so thank you. Yeah, and then I hope I didn't leave anybody out. I'm actually thinking that maybe I'll try to split up the comments a little bit because, you know, I'm getting more comments, which is, you know, wonderful, and I love it. And I wanted, you know, I want to shout out to everyone who does make comments, but, you know, as I get more of them, it's a little bit harder to keep track of. And then also, you know, I don't want to have the videos too long, so it's kind of a little bit of a balancing act right now. But I, you know, tried to break up and mention some of the comments in my haul video, so I think maybe that'll help. And that way I don't have to, you know, rush through all the comments so quickly. Okay, yeah. So I have a comment from Rocco, and he is from New Jersey, and he's also a full-time reseller. So he actually has around 4 bins around him in like a 2-hour drive. So let's see, he does pick up mall brands, and also he goes once or twice a week, and he gets about 100 pounds at each visit. So, you know, I was like really impressed with the amount that he was able to find. So that's really cool. And DeSanti actually joined into the chat, and she's also said she's from New Jersey as well. So anyways, I was thinking, oh, maybe one day you guys could, you know, cross paths. And also DeSanti said, thanks for responding, you know, to her questions about Posher VA. And she's moving items to eBay. So she's moving to eBay and keeping things also on Posh. So she's thinking about maybe trying Flip as well, but not quite sure yet. So, you know, and I'm trying Flip as well, and, you know, I've been running into some, I don't know, little issues with it. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I've been running into little issues, but I really don't know if it's because my computer is old and it doesn't have much memory on it. It's not a very powerful computer, so it's actually been another problem for me. So I'm thinking about trying to get a new computer. Anyway, so I'm just trying to work out with, you know, the little kinks with Flip, as well as, you know, what's going on with my computer. So the next item is these pair of vintage silver tabs, and I actually, let's see, I sold these on Depop, and I listed them for $42, and they sold for the full asking price plus shipping. So after fees and cost of goods, I made $32.34. So I think this was a really good sale. This case, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead I like to use this twine for packing, and I just pick it up over at you know, my local craft store, which is Michael's. And in this case, I've been kind of treating my sales that I have on Depop as well as eBay differently, or, you know, for the most part. And not using the packing paper all the time. But I do handwrite a little thank you note on these little heart tags, so I like to add it. with the twine. And so just like this, and then it also kind of helps make it easier to pack and put into the padded flat rate envelope. You can also order these long priority mail stickers from the USPS website. And they're great for securing openings. Okay, so the next item is this Kill Bill t-shirt, and it's sold on Depop. I listed it for $15 and it's sold for full asking plus shipping. So I finally made $12.35, and I do like to pick up graphic tees as well as band tees at the bins. It's fun. It adds variety. You know, it's not a big ticket item, but they usually get you know, views and likes. So so my I haven't been listing as much on Depop because I think I've been focusing more on eBay and really trying to stay consistent with, you know, at least 5 listings per day with both eBay and Poshmark. And so haven't been making as much sales on Depop. But I kind of always felt like Depop was kind of almost like a specialty platform for me when I had some kind of unusual pieces, or, you know, Y2K pieces, vintage. So it wasn't something that I was really planning on listing on every day. So this is this. And then for you know, Depop as well as eBay, I like to also use these poly bag mailers, and they're compostable, so you know, it's a little bit better for the environment. Okay. Oh gosh, it's very sticky, so it just, luckily it's stuck in a good way. Okay. All right. Okay. And next is these Nike running shorts, women's running shorts. They sold on eBay, and I listed them for $15 and they sold for $11 plus shipping. So I think finally I made around $8, $7. Okay. This one have to go on. So let me see. Also, Happy Dreams left me a really nice comment, and you know, she was like, thank you for sharing, and she also thinks that it really helps if you model pieces. So I've been, you know, asking my daughter Emmy to model some of the items that are a little bit harder to show on the hanger, and I think it's been helping. So yes, and thank you for your comment. Happy dreams. I appreciate you. Also, Elizabeth says that she follows Mackenzie as well, and she has learned a lot from Mackenzie, and I think the world of her, and I really learned a lot from Mackenzie too. So, you know, I'm always happy to mention her. And also, Elizabeth said that I motivate her and give her support, and I want to say that actually you do too. So thank you so much, Elizabeth. I really appreciate you. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can close this up without... The adhesive is very sticky on these poly bags. So, let's see. Okay, that worked out well. Okay, good. And next thing. Okay. Let's see. Okay, and then LA Jen was here, also mentioned that she is, you know, tempted to use Flip as well, but I don't think they have it on the phone yet, and I think that's the way you probably list. So let's see. Yes, and then she asked me how I was doing, how I liked eBay, and you know, congrats on my sales so far. And I do like eBay. It's just a little bit harder for me to you know, navigate and figure out. So because of that, you know, I'm feeling like a little bit, I don't know, like I don't have my bearings. And so that's been hard. And I think that I've noticed that some people or a lot of resellers are like, you know, they favor a certain platform, and that's like their #1 platform. And you know, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, you know, with Poshmark's sort of, I don't know, algorithm changes and things like that, I just don't, I don't know about that, you know, and then the sharing is an issue, so that's why I really wanted to try eBay. And I have been watching Chris over at Daily Refinement, and I really enjoyed watching his videos. And you know, I guess the latest news has been that Chris has been permanently suspended from eBay, and that was just a huge shock to me. I just kind of couldn't believe that would happen. And you know, from what has been mentioned, it doesn't seem like a huge, like he did anything super wrong. Although, you know, anyways, I'll go ahead and link one of his videos below, and you know, he can totally explain it a lot better than I can. But anyways, I really like his videos. I learn a lot, and he's, you know, specializes in eBay, and so from, you know, what he talks about, that's really what made me want to try it. So I don't know, you know, I wanted to see it, and then if it becomes a really good platform for me, you know, what does that mean? Does that mean that I I focus less on Poshmark, less on Depop. I don't know, you know. So we'll see. And I just realized I just talked so much that I didn't share what I just wrapped, but it was a Madewell yellow top, and it was really pretty. It had eyelet sort of pattern on it. I listed it for $35 and it sold for $29, and it was a flip auto offer. So I finally made $19.98. So, and I didn't have it for very long, so this was a good sale. So, yeah, so as far as I understand is that Chris is still going to be making videos, and he's been talking about what he might do, you know, now that he doesn't do eBay, and I'm sure that, you know, I'm sure he'll be successful in anything he does. He's just really smart, and, you know, savvy, and, you know, just a really nice person, so I'm sure he'll do well. And I'll keep following, and I'll keep, you know, definitely watching his videos. So, okay, so next was this Everlane, just a simple t-shirt, and I had this listed for $14. It sold for $11, and I finally made $4.83. So, nice t-shirt. You know, the question is this worth, you know, listing? Is this worth picking up and listing? Would I do it again? I don't know, you know, for almost $5, you know, $5 is $5. I mean, it cost me $1.50. And so I definitely, you know, made profit from it. But, you know, it does take a lot of work to photograph and list, kind of going through all of that. So, you know, the other thing that I do like to do is I like to take things over to my local buy-sell trade store and sell through them. So that might be another option. I'm pretty sure they would probably take this because it's Everlane, and I know they accept Everlane. So yeah, so I'd probably still pick it up. Let's see. Also, I wanted to just kind of mention that there's another reseller YouTuber, and her name's Nikki from Nikki Beauty Buys, and I like to watch her videos as well. And she was mentioning that she's very close to 10,000 subscribers. So I'll go ahead and link one of her videos below, and you know, if you have a chance, you know, check it out, and you know, if you like her, you know, subscribe. And you know, she's so close to 10,000, so I thought I'd just kind of mention that. And I really like her because you know, she's a new mom. She's very busy. She does many different jobs and things. You know, I think her full-time job is a real estate agent, and what I really like about Nikki is she's a really good storyteller. So she'll take you along to the bins, you know, shopping with her. She does kind of everything. She does mystery boxes and things like that as well. So, you know, she has a real nice variety. Okay, so that is this one. Okay. And then, let's see. Also, yeah. So, also I got a comment from Rosie, and she was mentioning that eBay just began an offering option too. So, you know, I guess it makes it easier for buyers to go ahead and, you know, send offers to you, which is great. And that, you know, I was also noticing, you know, by looking at comps that eBay prices tend to be lower than Posh's prices. And you know, Rosie was saying it's a big reason why is because eBay has a lot more competition. There's a lot more sellers and buyers on the platform. So yeah, thank you, Rosie. Thanks for that information. It's really helpful. You know, at this point, I'm really learning eBay, so you know, any information is good information at this point. And then next item is this marine layer little sweatshirt, and this is a pretty new pickup for me. I think it sold yeah, I picked it up on the 11th and it sold on the 16th, so it was a pretty quick flip. I listed it for $18 and it sold for $15, so I finally made $8.78. And you know, listing it at $18 does seem pretty low, especially for, you know, marine layer. Marine layers is pretty popular brand. However, it's an extra small, so I just felt, you know, if it was a larger size, it might I might be able to, you know, price it a little bit higher. But on the other hand, I'm very happy to have sold it so quickly, and that's something that's pretty important to me now, is, you know, selling things quickly, because I don't have a lot of space to store things, and so quick sales are important to me. But I do like to pick up marine layer. Their items are made really well. They have like good quality items. Pretty simple styles. They're not really heavily embellished or anything, so it's very basic. But you know, good basics are sought after, so I like to pick up marine layer when I see it at the bins. Oh, and yeah, and Helen also left me a comment, and I think it was about how I mentioned I counter offered on something, and she said it was good to stick to your guns and get more for an item that's worth it, and that, you know, good items will eventually sell. So thank you so much, Helen. That was really great advice, and thank you so much for your comment. Okay, and then so also got a comment from Colleen, and she was saying that, you know, asking me if I got all my items from the bins, and I get probably 98% of my items from the bins. I do like to go to Out of the Closet thrift store, as well as the Goodwill stores sometimes as well. Out of the Closet's fun because they do have, on Sundays they have a sort of like a dollar sale for certain colored tags. So I like to try to get that because it's even cheaper than the bins. And then their Goodwill stores, their prices are kind of high, so I have to be super selective, and you know, I really try not to take chances when I source at the stores. And you know, Colleen had mentioned that she doesn't go to the bins, so she can't, you know, offer anything lower than 30%. and, you know, without actually losing money. So I totally get it, you know. That's why when I go to the stores, I have to be really, really kind of careful on, you know, what I pick up. And, you know, I don't know, I like going to the bins because you can take chances with what you pick up, and, you know, you're bound to make a pretty good profit from what you sell. So, you know, that's just my preference. But it's nice to kind of change it up, because when you go to thrift stores, it's nice to kind of go through the racks and things, you know, rather than dig through bins and you know, go through all that stuff, that messy stuff that's at the bins. As well as the competition, you know, it's quite a sort of, I don't know, frenzy. There's like a feeding frenzy at the bins, you know, when they're bringing out the new rotations. So this is a dress, a Tory Burch dress that I found at the bins in January, and it finally sold. It's really nice. It's this jersey knit dress, and it has this illustration on it. I forget what it's called, like sort of this old-fashioned illustration. I had it listed for $100, and I received an offer for $59, so I went ahead and accepted. So I made $45.70. So this was good. And again, you know, going back to, you know, Colleen's comment, since I bought this dress for $1.50, you know, I can kind of like sell it for, you know, $50, $40, you know, $20, I'll still make a profit. But if I were to pick this up at, you know, a thrift store, I have a feeling they would probably mark this dress up pretty high. So, you know, then I'd have to probably sit on it and wait for, you know, the right offer. So, and I had already, you know, this I picked up in January, so it's already been, what, 3 months? So it did take a while to, oh, whoops, okay. This is Poshmark, so I'm going to wrap it in paper. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and so Colleen also asked, like, when I do go to the bins, how long does it take to find, like, a treasure worth selling? And a treasure, like something, I don't know, like a banger, probably, I don't know. I try to, maybe like, I don't know, to me, something that's really like a great pickup, it's nice if I can get 1 or 2 per trip to the bins. And you know, that doesn't always happen. So, and that's the whole thing, that's the beauty of the bins, is that it is a treasure hunt, and you're not always going to get great stuff. Sometimes you're gonna get, like, you know, just okay things. And, you know, I'm trying to learn, like, just what are the great bread and butter pieces that will just sell, you know, for maybe $15, $20, you know, maybe $12. And so, you know, if I can see those, then I'll definitely pick them up, you know, and that might be like Levi's jeans, hiking pants. And the other thing that I've noticed is Nike has been selling really well for me, and that's something kind of new that I've been picking up, is Nike, and that's something that's kind of plentiful. And that's another thing, is in our areas we have different things, I think, you know. So since I live in the Northern California, you know, we have, you know, a lot of outdoor wear stuff. Oh, and before I forget, I sold these Zara men's 100% linen shirt, button-down shirt. Really nice, very crisp, and feels great in this really fun sort of dark khaki green color. It really has sort of a new feel to it too, which is nice. Let's see. I listed it for $15 and sold for $12. So finally made $5.83 off of this, and it is, I believe this is a Poshmark sale, so yeah. But yeah, it's very hit or miss. And you know, since gas prices are so high right now, I kind of, you know, whereas I'd like to go to the bins a lot more frequently, I've decided maybe it's better, because of gas prices and everything, to go more like once a week. And then if I get a really big haul, like I just did, I picked up 50 items, which is a lot for me. I'm probably not going to go for over a week, because, you know, now I have to process it, photograph and list it, and, you know, that's kind of the part where I'm probably the slowest at. And, you know, with the pressure of really meaning to list every day, I don't know, it's important to just get through the death pile. So, let's see. So, not sure if that answers your question, Colleen, but yeah. Let's see. I think I got another question too. Oh, she said I must have a great eye. Thank you. I think we all have great eyes, but I don't really think that it's that special. I feel like it's more being in the right place at the right time. I think it's kind of luck, really. Just lucky to be there when something awesome is, you know, right there. And, you know, everybody has great finds, you know, so it's just sort of, I don't know, right place, right time. And also she said, oh, it's cute to see Emmy modeling, so thank you. Yeah, I think it does make a difference. It's hard to get her motivated, and, you know, she wants to go out with her friends all the time, and so, you know, to have her do it is not the easiest thing, but yeah. Okay, so then next sale is this Levi's trucker jacket, and it's been altered. It has a lot of patchwork on it. It was also cropped on the bottom. There's all these patches. It has a really nice fade. It's very soft and worn in, so really nice piece. I had it, let's see, I had it listed for quite a while. You know, again, picked this up at the bins, had it listed on Poshmark for a really long time, probably like 7 months, 8 months, and I did put it on Depop, and I think it did sell on Depop, right? Let me just double check. So I think you can see how confused I'm getting with all the different platforms, but this jacket did sell on Poshmark, and I listed it for $40, and I received an offer for $29, so I accepted it, and so I finally made $21.70. So I also wanted to mention that Judy left me a comment, and she said that she found vintage Dolce & Gabbana as well as Burberry at the bins. So snaps to you, Judy. That's awesome. What a great find, or two great finds. That's so awesome to pick up two luxury brands. And I'm wondering if they were in the same blue bin or if they were scattered throughout, you know? Because maybe it was donated by the same person? I don't know. Also, let's see. Yes. And I got a nice comment from Sujo, and she was saying that she really likes the Ship With Me videos, so thank you, Sujo. I really appreciate you. So also, Amber left me a comment, and she said that she sold that Lily Pulitzer dress that she had recently picked up for $99. So snaps to you, Amber. That's awesome sale. Great job. So happy for that profit. Yes, definitely. That's so awesome. And that was a really quick sale too. Let's see. I actually haven't seen Lily Pulitzer yet. And, you know, definitely on the lookout. Would love to pick it up. Sounds like it's really popular. One. Okay. Also, LKB Uni left me a comment as well, and she left me such a sweet comment. Thank you. She said that I'm enjoyable to watch, and that she can see that the YouTube channel is growing. So thank you so much, LKB Uni. I appreciate you a lot. And yeah, it is growing. I really appreciate everybody who watches. You know, the reason why I started this YouTube channel was I really wanted to be more involved with the community. You know, since I'm, you know, just basically working by myself, and you know, that way I can, you know, interact a little bit more with other resellers. And then it really came from that one crazy incredible haul that I had in January, and I was just like kind of in disbelief that I could find so many, you know, designer pieces at the bin. So I kind of wanted to just record it, and you know, then I was like, you know, do I always pick up these, you know, good things, or and just see, you know, like if I pick up things that are really great, you know, or and what I've noticed is that it's hit or miss. You know, some weeks are really good and some weeks are not so good. So anyways, but yeah, I really appreciate you know, everybody watching, so thank you. Okay, this last one is a bundle sale, and I sold this Eva sweater. It's really pretty sweater. And then also this alligator, genuine alligator, I guess leather purse. and it's definitely vintage, probably from the 50s or 60s. And also this Pendleton cardigan, men's Pendleton cardigan, really pretty. Okay, so this was, let's see, the list price for all three of these items was $160. However, I sold it, somebody gave me an offer for $128, and so I went ahead and accepted. So my final earnings was $97.90. And you know, really happy with this sale. Really happy to be selling these substantial wool sweaters, as well as this vintage purse. I've had the vintage purse for a really long time. I think it's Sterling is the brand, and really happy that it's moving. I'm going to do that. I'm trying to figure out how to. Okay, so this week I made 33 sales, and the total came out to $913, and my cost of goods was $49.50, and platform fees are $138.69, but there's more because of eBay, so it's more than that. And so after you know, fees and costs of goods, I made around $643.84. So, you know, happy with this week. And yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe and you know, hit the thumbs up button. And until the next time, take care. Bye bye.